This feels like a message about jealousy. Sometimes if people can't do what you're doing, they can't be where you're at for whatever reason, whether they just don't have the confidence to be or they just can't. Sometimes people can then throw jealousy at you. You know, they can try and attack you or bring you down or make you doubt yourself or what you're doing. And I feel like someone is kind of at the mercy of that right now. But it's up to you whether you allow this to take you down or whether you stand your ground, okay? Because there's a situation where I feel like it's getting to you now, or it's starting to irritate you. Maybe you've even lost friendships over this, but you're making your way and it feels right for you, so you have to stick with it, or you feel like you do. So we have thicket of thorns and uncertainty. So you're very uncertain as to whether you just want to sit back down, be quiet, play the game, be what people need you to be or want you to be, or if you continue to put yourself out there, if you continue to feel that confidence. So what I want to ask you is, if you think about those two different paths, which one feels best to you? Which one in your body feels the nicest, feels right? And I'm guessing it isn't the one where you just sit back down. Yeah, it's not where you're at anymore. You can't do that. So whether someone's trying to say to you like, oh, don't bother with this, or like they're doubting your knowledge or something like that, it's kind of putting you into an imposter syndrome. You're starting to question like, okay, well, do I know anything? Am I the right person for this? Am I doing the right thing? It does feel very work related, or something that you do for work, or could be like something that you're studying currently in the hopes to getting a job in that field. But there are doubts around you, or people are being cocky or perhaps even scoffing at you. So you're paying attention to that. You're seeing this for what it is. And it's almost like it's really been highlighted to you over the past few days. I'm getting like 5 to 7 days. You've really started to notice. Now, for some of you, what I'm feeling from there is like your colleagues at a particular workplace. Maybe you've gone and got a job somewhere else, but I feel like it's doing something completely different. Say, for instance, you've gone from like working for a big company, I don't know, like a law firm or something like that, to going to be a personal trainer. You know what I mean? It's something like that, where it's almost like people are a bit like, oh yeah, you're going to do some weights, and just taking the piss basically. But you're feeling it. It's like, or maybe people are testing your knowledge and you're tripping up and they're a bit like, oh, I wouldn't train with you. You don't know what you're talking about. But it's nerves, you know, this is all new for you. And it's a shame that people can't just support you on that journey or try and help you to be the best that you can be at that. But in another way, see it as a challenge, you know, trust yourself. You know, you just started this. So you're not going to know everything. It takes time. This is a journey of life, okay? Somebody said to me the other day, you've got a lot of work to do, okay? Now, we all have a lot of work to do. We are all students of the universe. We're all here to learn. We're all here to do whatever. You know, some people are on a journey to expand their growth, and other people, they're just happy to be content where they're at, you know? And there is no right or wrong in that. There is never any right or wrong. And we're never done. We're never done doing things. So we have here Ingwas coming through as you must really trust yourself, but also protect yourself, okay? This is about you placing yourself in like a safe bubble, if you like, or a shield around you, just to be sort of like, I know me and I know what I'm doing and I know what I've done, you know, I know where I've come from and I know I'm being authentic to myself. Now, by you backing down from what people are saying about you, or from you going like, oh, I feel really embarrassed now, I don't think I should be doing this, you're allowing it to consume you, and that's not being authentic to you, is it? You know, so this is actually a challenge for you. It's helping you to see that. Now, it's made you feel sad. I feel like someone has upset you here. They've hurt your feelings. They've made you fearful that you're going to mess up, that you're not going to do things right. That's what it's feeling like. But the other energy of Lagos is about following your intuition, being in that alignment, that flow, and just realizing like, oh, I'm exactly where I need to be, you know? And if someone's got a problem with that, maybe they need to look at themselves as to why they've got such a problem with that, you know? this is really a situation of like trust in what you're guided by. And if this is a spiritual journey that you're embarking on, so like for some of you, it could be that. It could be that you've started some kind of psychic development and perhaps your partner is scoffing at that, or your family, you know, people around you. And you're like, you know, if they're like, oh, tell me a little bit about it, you're nervous about it. But it's also, you know, it's sacred to you. It's important to you. Okay. So you are going to be having some arguments with some people. I feel like you may be losing some friends over this. Well, when I say friends, you're losing some people over this that perhaps claimed to be your friend, but have really only shown up for the fact that they like that you do for them. Okay. And you're really starting to see this. Canaz is like a beacon of light. It's a light that really illuminates the whole room, so nothing can be hidden anymore. So if there has been an elephant in the room here, it's not going to be there any longer. Okay. There is something that is not going to be going ahead. There's something that you need to understand is no longer relevant or valid. It's not going to happen, is what they're saying. So there's something you need to know about that. Something here that is not going to take place that perhaps you were hoping for. Now, this is only going to further... what's the word? It's only going to further make you think that people are right, that you don't have what it takes. But there's an impasse here. There's a reason for this happening. Is kind of to protect you. I feel like whatever it was, if it was an event you were going to be going to or something like that, it was never going to take off anyway. But you see, around the full moon, there's this energy of you really embracing your intuition. So I feel like you have had some downloads, or you've had some kind of visions, or something's happened. And I actually think you knew that this wasn't going to take place. So this feels like it's it could be a party or a family event or something that you maybe said to everybody, that's not going to happen. We're not actually going to go there. And it's actually happened now. So if it was about spirituality, if it was about your intuition or your psychic ability, people know that you have just announced like this is what's going to happen. You've just given them a prophecy, and they're sort of like, oh, that's a fluke though. That was a fluke kind of thing. Well, this is going to happen more and more in the circles that you are around. Okay. Now there is loss, yes, but it's loss that actually creates space for gain. And the gain that you're going to get is like union with spirit. It feels like it's you trusting. And that's exactly what we've got with Ingwars. You know, it's you really trusting this process, trusting what you're guided to do. That's all that is required of you. And the more you trust it, regardless of what people say around you or think of you, then you're in that alignment, you're in that flow. But you have to get rid of this uncertainty, this feeling of like allowing people to tell you who you are and what you are. They haven't lived your life. They haven't done your journey. How can anybody know what you have done or haven't done to be where you are right now? And it's usually, if you look at it, the people who they aren't where they want to be. So they have to throw shit at other people because they can't be there, and they don't want you to get there either. So just be very aware of that, because that's what you need to pay attention to at this time. You're probably going to get more and more of that, but it's usually a sign that you're doing something right if people have got a problem with it. Okay. The Ten of Canes is swords, isn't it? Yeah, sorry. 10 of Swords in reverse is a good sign, because this is about a healing process. You're healing from something that really did sting you, hurt you. It's almost like you're getting tougher skinned through this process. I feel like you're going to be looking at this. If you heard growling, then it's my cat. I don't know why it growls, but I think it's my daughter convinced it to, like, she runs at it and growls at it, and I think he's started to growl now. Whatever. Yeah, so you're healing from something that has really affected you for quite a long time. October could be a significant month around that as well, but it's something that plays on your mind, but you need to know that there's healing coming through from that now. Okay, so you may feel, I'll couple this with Ingwars, you may feel a little bit like you're isolated at this time, but that's necessary. And the reason is because Ingwars is putting you in this container to sort of protect you at this time while you go through this transition of being one version of you to another version of you. So it's just going to take that little bit of time. I'm going to get one more card before I end this. I only said call then, so perhaps you're going to get a call. Okay. Yep. So expect a little bit of that feeling of heartbreak, but it's all necessary for this process. I'd love to go deeper into this with you. So drop me a DM if any of this resonates and we can have a little look into it deeper.